This is what you are missing in your drawings. No one is talking about this specific way that you can improve your portrait drawings. Shading the planes of the face. This is Art for Moms. I am Gena, where I help you improve your drawings through self-care and spirituality. You've been practicing the eyes, the nose, the mouth, but these portions of the face just aren't getting the attention that they deserve. When you pay attention to the planes of the face, you are going to see improvements in your drawings. What are the planes of the face? There is the frontal plane, which is your forehead. There is the lateral plane, which are your cheeks. And there is your chin or your jawline. This is what gives the face its structure, and the way that the light bounces off of the planes is what creates depth. I've got the perfect picture to demonstrate this concept. I just want to give you a quick visual explanation about shading the planes of the face.
All right, here's our picture today. I feel like this photograph really represents the planes of the face very well, so you can have a chance to see them really clearly with the lighting and the shape of her face, everything. So let's just go ahead and go over this. So first of all, when you look at her face, I want you to try and notice where the medium shades are, where the darker shading portions are, and maybe a few of the highlights. I'm just guessing, might be the shadows. She's got a kind of prominent jawline with a shadow from the lighting casting down beneath her jaw and her neck. I wanted you to practice just looking at it yourself and seeing what you notice. This represents just the mid-tones across her face, the mid-tone values. So once you have your drawing, your basic drawing done with the eyes and nose and everything's there, when you start shading, I would start with these mid-tones, and then what I would do is start shading the darker portions, which you see there on the side of the nose and over here on the cheek and jawline, as we mentioned before. Now when you first start drawing, you want to find the highlights, because you're actually going to leave those blank. When you're typically drawing on a white paper, you want to leave the brightest highlights just as the paper itself. And this is representing those portions right here. Those are the brightest highlights on the face. If you find you get too dark, you can always go back with your eraser and get those highlighted portions a bit brighter if you want. Okay. Let's go over our second picture here. This has a lot of contrast to it, but if you look at this face overall, I would say there's actually a ton of midtones all over this face. So the midtones that I'm seeing are here, 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 and here, really. Okay, so that is the mid-tone range. And for our darker portion, of course, within this picture, that's pretty easy to spot. We've got under the lip, of course, in her mouth there, under the nose, above the eyelids, and this cheek right here, and also going along the jawline. For the highlights, we've got right here. Oh, that color is way too hard to see. Let me grab another one. Okay, we've got right here on the nose here, and just a touch on the cheek right there. Those are the main planes of the face. And when you're looking at a drawing, that can really help you simplify. I know if you look at all these circles and weird shapes and colors by itself, a person might be like, what are you talking about? That looks very complicated. But it just helps you to break it down. so that you're looking at these different sides and you're giving it different values before you get started. So the goal here is to simplify. Everything in red here is your mid-tone, and what you want to do is just start light and build and build and build upon that a little bit at a time. So you're not going too dark, but you are just gradually getting to where you want it to be. Now I'm going to take these off. When I take those off again and you see this picture by itself, what I would like to point out about the planes of the face, let's do this in a different color here so it's not confusing. Let me grab this nice violet color. Again, you want to do it with great subtlety to begin with, but you would pay attention to this small crease right there, because that is going to make this picture look like her. You're going to pay attention to the fact that she's got this little dimple in her chin there, and the fact that right here on the side of the bridge of the nose is very, very soft. It is not as defined as some other faces would be. And this area right here is our highlight. And what I want to get across to you about planes of the face is these transition areas where this begins to get a little darker, and until, if you notice, this area right here is darker than this dotted line area. And it's very slight, but subtleties like that will make a difference in your drawing. There's so much movement as the skin rolls across the face. This area is different than this area is different than this area, and so on. These are all different values across the entire plane. And as you notice, if you start to notice those little details, you'll have a greater sense of control and accomplishment, because your pictures will look more and more like what you're trying to draw. I know it can be very frustrating when you're trying to draw a person and it's just not quite turning out. It's not quite looking like them. You've got some likeness and some portions are just not there. I know that feeling. Trust me, I've been there also. Well, that wraps it up for today. I hope you enjoyed these examples and this tutorial. It's just a simple way that you can train your eye. I would ask you to look at a few pictures, maybe re-look at these and see the picture before I started drawing the lines on them, or use other reference photos that you can just practice looking at the different values in the planes of the face, and notice the little subtleties around those areas so that you can improve your drawings. I really hope this was helpful for you, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel so that you can see the next videos coming up, and go ahead and leave a comment on your favorite thing to draw on the face. And I'll see you next time, guys. Thanks so much.